The billions of dollars and the billions of fans that pay homage of anything and everything controlled by FIFA are now finally seeing what has been in broad daylight for all to see for decades. A backhanded, backstabbing, mafia-like organization that rules the sport of soccer, or football, with an iron fist and will make even the powerful pay for their insolence. Witness putting the next World Cup in a country where the daytime temperatures make the surface of the sun seem like a breeding ground for glaciers. This edition of Spanning the Globe looks at the FIFA bust from a global perspective, where the impact is being felt in the very DNA of those who are raised on football and those who really call it more than just a game, but a part of their life as well. So, rock on, true believers. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again tomorrow. And oh yes, Sepp Blatter, your days are numbered.
And the US has been making it very clear that it thinks its role is to clean up international soccer, as it calls it. It wants to rid the game of what it calls systemic corruption. Of course, of those arrested on Wednesday, 7 in number, they're now in the custody of the Swiss. But we understand all but one of them are going to oppose that forced extradition from Europe to US jurisdiction. The US has been making clear that it believes it has the legal authority and obligation to act as, if you will, world football or soccer policeman. But what is clear is that Swiss authorities instructing, for example, their American counterparts in Major League Baseball, well, that would just be unimaginable. People are questioning the balance of relationship, and people really questioning the US's tentacles of power apparently reaching to Europe in this way.
When you really consider that these, what these FIFA executives and TV executives are accused of doing, it's not all that different from what the government has found that the banksters did with LIBOR, is it? So why aren't the banksters getting dragged out of their hotel rooms?
The big difference is this. The soccer groups, they don't give money to politicians. They take money from politicians and bribes. Wall Street gives money to the politicians that put people like Obama or whoever it may be of the day in office. And that's why Eric Holder never went after Wall Street, and that's why Lynch will never go after Wall Street.
We know about the pressure that was applied on Mr. Blatter to force him to remove the 2018 World Cup from Russia. And we know his position, which has nothing to do with any kind of special relations between Russia and FIFA. He thinks that sport and politics should be separate.
One thing is clear. This has nothing to do with the United States. These employees are not American citizens, and if something did happen, then it didn't happen on the territory of the United States. It's just another attempt to extend their jurisdiction to other countries. And I have no doubt at all that it's a blatant attempt to prevent the re-election of Mr. Blatter as president of FIFA.
This indicates that FIFA has some very serious governance issues. For years now, been campaigning for Australia to get a refund of the $40 million plus it spent in its failed bid for the World Cup, games that were awarded to Qatar. There must be a reopening of that bid. It's not too late. At the very least, Australia deserves a refund.
The indictment doesn't name any sponsors, but says a multinational sports firm paid bribes to sponsor Brazil's national team. Nike signed such a deal in 1996. Hyundai, Visa and Coca-Cola have warned they will not tolerate corruption. They're demanding that FIFA clean up its act.
I think when the most important law official in the United States of America steps up and says what she said today, and while she didn't name the company, front and center are Nike, who are not a FIFA corporate partner. They are the unnamed Brazilian soccer sponsor. Nike is the behemoth that continues to eat the sports industry. This is only the beginning.
Look, the last vestiges, the last breath of credibility that they could possibly have had went out the window this morning. It's really a very dramatic series of events. I mean, international sports officials gather in Zurich and the police come swooping in, very much like an international terrorist arrest. They arrive at their five-star hotel. They go up to their hotel rooms, they bang on their door, they make sure the back entrances are sealed, and they bring these people out in handcuffs. I think it's extraordinarily dramatic, and we've never seen anything like it. And as you said, it really is the end of FIFA's credibility on anything.